Hello, I'm Jory, here to give you a behind-the-scenes look at Space Critters, the new animation from Kitchen Dance Studios. Space Critters will be a unique video for me because it'll be the first fully animated movie I've ever done. It'll only be about 2.5 minutes in length, but this process was made easier by my brother, D. Chandler Bierdeman, who is an animator, who pretty much taught me everything I know. The unique thing about Space Critters is that it's done completely in Adobe After Effects, which is kind of unique, and it allowed me to blend a few different types of art styles. The story for Space Critters revolves around 4 characters. We have Franklin, who is never pleased, Cordelia, who's pretty much the brains of the group, Douglas, who is in a perpetual state of fear and paranoia, and Gregory, who's, he's Gregory. So without further ado, here's a sneak peek at what Space Critters will look like. Enjoy.
So what are we doing in space?
I was just about to ask that! I want to go home!
Not yet, guys. I almost found it.
Found what?
That! It's a transmogrifying declination Fiamma converter plate that broke away from its encapsulating asteroid when it collided with the moon.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
Now that is a very short introduction to what Space Critters will look like. It's not completely finished, there are still tweaks to be made, but now I'm going to take this opportunity to show you behind the scenes of how Space Critters gets created. Now if you look down here into this lower panel, you'll see that there are quite a bit of layers that come together to make Space Critters. Now, I'm not even 30 seconds in and I still have 205 layers. This would be much more confusing if I hadn't color-coded them. Thankfully, After Effects allows that option. If you look closely here, we have Franklin's layers. All of them are green because, well, he's green. I thought it'd make sense. We have his right arm and his left arm as individual layers. His body is a layer. His shadow is a layer. His face, including his mouth, eyes, and eyebrows. His helmet, even a reflection for his helmet. Belt, belt shadow, and buckle. All individual layers. Now, this would be very, very difficult to make all of this come to life if I didn't have a null object. And a null object is a great invention that allows you to tie 3D layers to one system. And we can use this little guy right here to tie all of these layers to this null object, upon which you would drag this little red square here and move the entire character, all of his layers, as one. Now when it came to doing his voice, or any voice of any character, I wouldn't just drag and drop an audio track. I would make a video. I actually took video of all my voice actors while they were acting, and I also added text to it. So every time they say a new word, the word pops up. That way I don't have to just listen at the audio, which is kind of difficult in After Effects since audio is more or less an afterthought. But I can just look at exactly when each word pops in. That way I can start right at there, at that keyframe, go into the face, the mouth layer, look at this keyframe, and I can also create his mouth, change it with the little joints we have here, according to what I think that sound would be making from that letter, or that word rather. And I can also look at Hayden's face, what he's doing when he's making that sound. So this makes it very easy, well, relatively easy, to do the voices. And then I just get rid of that video and we're back to normal. I like to try and have a good amount of motion in every single shot, because without movement and motion it just seems a little lifeless. Thankfully, the null objects make it very easy to keep everything separate or together depending on what I want. The other day I made 5 seconds of footage over here, and that took 3 hours, those 5 seconds. So you can do the math. It takes a while, but the rewards are oh so worth it, because as with anything that's animated, you can create your world from the ground up, and that's exactly what I set out to do. Well, thank you very much for looking at this behind the scenes, and I hope you like Space Critters when it comes out in early April. Look forward to that, and you can check out our Facebook page, which just got created recently, and that will be a house home, I guess, for all of our posts and updates. Thank you very much, and make sure you subscribe, because subscribing's good. See ya.